Sarah, a bright and compassionate young woman, found herself trapped in a world that seemed to move effortlessly around her. It wasn't a physical prison, but the invisible bars of social anxiety disorder that confined her every move and thought. This debilitating condition cast a long shadow over her life, preventing her from experiencing the world with the freedom she craved. Every day felt like a battle against an unseen enemy. From a young age, Sarah felt an overwhelming self-consciousness in social situations, a fear of judgment that kept her on the sidelines. She watched as other children played and interacted with ease, feeling like an outsider in her own world. While her peers navigated classrooms, parties, and new experiences with relative ease, Sarah found herself paralyzed by an invisible force. The simple act of raising her hand in class or joining a conversation at a party felt insurmountable. The thought of speaking up in class, attending social gatherings, or even making eye contact with strangers sent waves of anxiety crashing over her. Each social interaction was a minefield of potential embarrassment and judgment. Her heart would race, her palms would sweat, and her mind would become a whirlwind of negative thoughts. The physical symptoms were just as overwhelming as the mental ones, creating a cycle of fear and avoidance. This is the reality for millions of individuals living with social anxiety disorder. It is a condition that affects people of all ages, backgrounds, and walks of life. It is a condition that extends far beyond mere shyness. It is a pervasive and persistent fear of social situations that can significantly impair an individual's ability to function in daily life. The fear of being judged, embarrassed, or humiliated is ever present. Sarah's story is not unique. It is a reflection of the struggles faced by countless individuals who silently battle this often misunderstood condition. Many suffer in silence, afraid to seek help or even acknowledge their struggles. It is a reflection of the struggles faced by countless individuals who silently battle this often misunderstood condition. The stigma surrounding mental health often prevents people from reaching out for the support they need. This essay delves into the intricacies of social anxiety disorder, exploring its symptoms, causes, and treatment options, all while illuminating Sarah's journey toward healing and recovery. Understanding the root causes and triggers of social anxiety is crucial in finding effective treatments. Through her story, we hope to shed light on the profound impact of social anxiety disorder and offer a message of hope and empowerment to those who may be struggling in silence. With the right support and resources, it is possible to overcome the challenges of social anxiety and lead a fulfilling life. School, a place meant for learning and growth, became Sarah's battleground. Each day, she would wake up with a knot in her stomach, dreading the hours ahead. The thought of facing her classmates, of navigating the social intricacies of the school environment was enough to make her want to stay in bed. The classroom, buzzing with the energy of her peers, felt more like a minefield of potential social disasters. The laughter and chatter that filled the room were constant reminders of her isolation. She felt like an outsider, watching from the sidelines as everyone else seemed to effortlessly connect. Every time the teacher posed a question, Sarah's mind would race with potential answers, but the fear of speaking up, of being judged, kept her rooted in silence. Her heart would pound, her palms would sweat, and she would pray that the teacher wouldn't call on her. The fear of making a mistake, of saying something wrong, was paralyzing. Group projects intended to foster collaboration and teamwork filled her with dread. The thought of having to interact with her classmates to share her ideas and opinions was overwhelming. She would often stay quiet, letting others take the lead, afraid that her contributions would be ridiculed or dismissed. The thought of sharing her ideas, of potentially stumbling over her words in front of her classmates, was unbearable. She would spend hours rehearsing what she wanted to say, only to remain silent when the moment came. The fear of embarrassment was too great. This fear extended beyond the classroom walls. Walking through the school corridors, she felt like everyone was watching her, judging her. She would keep her head down, avoiding eye contact, hoping to go unnoticed. Lunch breaks, a time for socializing and laughter, were often spent in solitude, Sarah seeking refuge in the library or an empty hallway. She would watch her peers from a distance, longing to join in, but feeling too afraid to take the first step. She longed to connect with her peers, to engage in carefree conversations and shared jokes, but the fear was always there, a barrier she couldn't seem to break through. The more she isolated herself, the harder it became to reach out. As a result, Sarah's academic performance began to suffer. The anxiety that plagued her social interactions seeped into her studies. She found it difficult to concentrate, her mind constantly racing with worries and self-doubt. Her grades, once a source of pride, began to slip as her anxiety took center stage. The pressure to perform, combined with her fear of failure, created a vicious cycle that was hard to break. Teachers, unaware of the silent struggle raging within her, attributed her silence to disinterest or lack of effort. They would often call her out, asking why she wasn't participating, not realizing that their attention only heightened her anxiety. The truth was far more complex. Sarah was not disinterested or lazy. She was battling a constant internal war. Her mind was a battlefield, her thoughts a whirlwind of fear and self-criticism. Sarah was trapped in a vicious cycle of anxiety and avoidance, her fear of judgment fueling her withdrawal further exacerbating her fear. She felt like she was drowning, unable to break free from the chains of her own mind. The support she needed seemed out of reach, and each day felt like a struggle to survive. Social anxiety doesn't punch a time card. It doesn't clock out when the school bell rings or the workday ends. For Sarah, it was a constant companion. Its presence felt in even the most mundane activities. Ordering food at a restaurant became an ordeal, her mind racing with worries about mispronouncing menu items or fumbling with her payment. Simple errands like buying groceries or asking for directions were fraught with anxiety. Each interaction a potential trigger for judgment and scrutiny. Public speaking, even in casual settings like presenting a project at work, was out of the question. The mere thought of it sent her heart racing, her palms sweating, her mind spiraling into a vortex of catastrophic predictions. Social events, the lifeblood of connection and shared experiences, became sources of dread. Birthday parties, weddings, even casual get-togethers with friends were often met with excuses. Sarah fabricating elaborate lies to avoid the social scrutiny she so desperately feared. This constant state of hypervigilance, of always being on high alert for potential social threats, took a toll on Sarah's well-being. She found herself exhausted, both physically and emotionally, drained by the relentless grip of anxiety. Sleep, once a refuge, became elusive as her mind replayed past social encounters, dissecting every word, every gesture, searching for evidence of her perceived failures. To truly understand the depths of Sarah's experience, we turn to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition, the gold standard for diagnosing mental health conditions. This comprehensive guide provides detailed criteria and descriptions for a wide range of mental health disorders, ensuring that professionals can accurately identify and treat these conditions. The DSM-5 defines social anxiety disorder as a marked fear or anxiety about one or more social situations in which the individual is exposed to possible scrutiny by others. This fear is not just a fleeting feeling of nervousness, but a profound and persistent anxiety that can significantly impact daily life. These situations can include social interactions, being observed and performing in front of others. For instance, attending a party, giving a presentation, or even eating in public can become daunting tasks for someone with social anxiety disorder. The fear stems from the individual's belief that they will act in a way or show anxiety symptoms that will be negatively evaluated. They might fear blushing, sweating, stumbling over words, or appearing visibly anxious, which they believe will lead to embarrassment or rejection. They might worry about being perceived as anxious, awkward, boring, or unlikable. This constant self-monitoring and fear of judgment can make social interactions feel like a minefield, where every step is fraught with potential pitfalls. This fear is persistent, lasting for 6 months or more, and causes clinically significant distress or impairment in important areas of functioning, such as social, occupational, or other important areas of life. It can affect one's ability to form relationships, perform at work, or even carry out everyday activities. The DSM-5 also distinguishes social anxiety disorder from other anxiety disorders. This distinction is crucial because it helps in tailoring the treatment approach to the specific needs of the individual. While generalized anxiety disorder involves excessive worry about a variety of life events, social anxiety disorder is specifically focused on social situations and the fear of negative evaluation. This means that while someone with generalized anxiety might worry about their health, finances, or future, someone with social anxiety is primarily concerned with how they are perceived in social contexts. Similarly, while panic disorder is characterized by recurrent panic attacks, individuals with social anxiety disorder may experience anxiety or panic symptoms in social situations, but the core fear is rooted in social scrutiny, not the panic attacks themselves. This distinction helps in understanding the underlying causes and triggers of the anxiety. Understanding the specific criteria for social anxiety disorder is crucial for accurate diagnosis and effective treatment. It ensures that individuals receive the appropriate interventions and support to manage their symptoms and improve their quality of life. It allows mental health professionals to tailor interventions to address the unique challenges faced by individuals like Sarah, helping them reclaim their lives from the grip of social anxiety. Through therapy, medication, and support, individuals can learn to manage their anxiety, build confidence, and engage more fully in their social and professional lives.